I never thought of myself as a harsh woman. I had always believed that I acted correctly, or at least in a way that suited my life and position. Our house was large, its floors polished until they reflected light more than they should, corridors long enough that a sound could vanish entirely before reaching the other end. I lived there with my children and my husband, Khalid, in a life that was orderly, stable, and for the most part, predictable. Rama had been with us for years, a quiet girl, attentive to cleanliness, never raising her voice, never asking for anything. I provided for her without hesitation, my old clothes, her school fees, a portion of the food we ate. I never felt indebted. It was a simple act of generosity, a responsibility born of circumstance and comfort. I never questioned it, and I never imagined it would lead to anything unexpected. One evening, I looked for a piece of clothing I knew well, but it was gone. At first, it seemed trivial. I searched again, then a third time, and unease began to creep in. The house felt strangely silent, heavier than usual, as if it were holding its breath. I wasn't seeking an answer, only a reason to feel at ease, but that comfort never came. Gradually, doubt took shape. I checked drawers, laundry baskets, the closet. Everything was in its proper place except the things I sought. A small sense of intrusion grew, though I couldn't see its source. Standing outside the servants' annex, I opened Rama's room without knocking. The room was orderly, smelling faintly of cheap soap and musk, the bed neatly made. I pulled her old bag from beneath it. I had no intention of searching it, yet my hands moved before my thoughts could intervene. Inside, I found objects I recognized immediately: my clothes, strands of my hair, all tucked within the folds of her large Quran. I didn't pause to understand. My mind interpreted it through the lens of anger. When Rama returned, I didn't listen to what she tried to explain. I slapped her and sent her out into the night, ignoring the guard's protests, and closed the gate behind her, convinced I had done the right thing. That night, I slept believing I had protected myself. Dawn brought a different kind of awakening. I woke to a sharp pain, unmistakable and physical. I tried to stand, only to fall. Blood, dark and unfamiliar, coated my hands. I did not scream. I tried to maintain control. I grabbed the phone to call a doctor, but the number on the screen was unfamiliar. It was Rama's voice, weak and uneven. She insisted she had harmed me in no way. She explained that her actions were meant to protect, not to punish. Khalid had been coming every Tuesday, taking my hair and clothes and disappearing afterward. I wanted to dismiss it as impossible, yet she mentioned a black safe in his wardrobe and insisted it held nothing but the object she had hidden from my protection. I hung up, stunned and uncertain. I could not find the combination. I broke the lock without hesitation. My search was no longer about proof, but about ending the persistent ache inside me. Inside the safe, there was nothing I expected: a clay doll resembling me, a piece of my wedding dress, a needle carefully placed in a specific position. A message from Khalid appeared on my phone at that moment, short, direct, and devoid of any apology. My phone slipped from my hands. I did not dwell on betrayal, love, or the years behind me. I realized with a quiet shock that I had never truly known the man I shared my life with. The driver took me to a sheikh after the doctors could offer no explanation. He told me plainly that the situation could not end without someone attempting to protect me. They found Rama near the bus station, unconscious, clutching her Quran as if it were a shield. When I entered the room, I found nothing to say. I sat across from her without distance, without hierarchy. She forgave me without hesitation. The doll was burned, the clothes were burned, and with them the pain seemed to stop, as though a door had closed, quietly, without announcement. Life after that was irrevocably different. I filed for divorce, Khalid was imprisoned, I left the big house, keeping nothing but my children. Rama no longer worked as a servant. She now lives with me, studying nursing, learning independence. I write this not to assign blame, nor to seek pity, but to convey a simple truth. Security does not come from locked doors or wealth alone. Sometimes the person who truly protects you is the one you do not see.